Welcome to today's fascinating journey through time and wealth. We're diving into the world of opulence, power, and unimaginable riches as we uncover the top 10 richest people in history. These are the titans of wealth whose fortunes, when adjusted for inflation, would make today's billionaires seem modest in comparison. Before we begin, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments. Who do you think is the wealthiest person in history? Stay tuned until the end. You won't believe who tops the list. Let's get started by stepping back into ancient history. Imagine a world where wealth wasn't measured in dollars, but in gold, land, and influence. Our journey begins with Mansa Musa, the legendary ruler of the Mali Empire in the 14th century. Often called the richest man who ever lived, Mansa Musa controlled a kingdom that was the world's leading producer of gold at the time. His wealth was so immense that when he traveled to Mecca on a pilgrimage, his lavish spending disrupted economies across North Africa and the Middle East. It's said that he handed out gold to everyone he met along the way, leaving a trail of prosperity behind him. But Mansa Musa's story isn't just about riches. It's about how he used his wealth to build magnificent mosques, libraries, and educational institutions, cementing Mali's place as a hub of culture and learning. Fast forward to the Roman Empire, where we meet Marcus Licinius Crassus, a name synonymous with extreme wealth. Crassus made his fortune through real estate, silver mines, and a somewhat dubious fire department scheme. If a building caught fire in ancient Rome, Crassus would offer to buy it at a fraction of its value. Once the property was his team of firefighters would extinguish the flames and restore the building, turning a tidy profit. Crassus's wealth gave him significant political power, and he used it to form the first triumvirate with Julius Caesar and Pompey. Despite his immense wealth, his ambition eventually led to his downfall during a failed military campaign. Now let's jump to medieval Europe, where we find Jakob Fugger, the German banker who revolutionized finance. Fugger amassed his fortune through banking, mining, and trade, and he's often considered the world's first true capitalist. He financed emperors, popes, and kings, wielding immense influence over European politics and economics. What set Fugger apart was his creation of modern accounting systems, including double-entry bookkeeping, which laid the foundation for modern finance. His innovations didn't just make him wealthy, they changed the world. Next, we move to 19th century America and meet John D. Rockefeller, the oil magnate whose name is synonymous with wealth. Rockefeller founded Standard Oil, which at its peak controlled over 90% of the U.S. oil industry. His business practices were ruthless, but they built an empire that made him the world's first billionaire. Even after breaking up Standard Oil due to antitrust laws, Rockefeller's wealth continued to grow, making him the richest man in modern history. Despite his controversial methods, Rockefeller was a philanthropist at heart, donating millions to education, science, and medicine. His contributions include founding the University of Chicago and the Rockefeller Foundation, which still impacts the world today. Heading east, we find Akbar the Great, the 16th century Mughal emperor of India. Akbar ruled over one of the richest and most powerful empires of his time, and his wealth was unparalleled. He amassed fortunes through taxation, trade, and the vast resources of his empire, which included gold, diamonds, and spices. What's remarkable about Akbar is not just his wealth, but his vision. He was a patron of the arts, a reformer, and a unifier, creating a legacy that went beyond material riches. Now let's talk about Andrew Carnegie, the steel magnate who epitomized the American dream. Born in Scotland and raised in poverty, Carnegie built an empire through the steel industry, becoming one of the wealthiest men of his time. Carnegie believed in the responsibility of the wealthy to give back to society, and he practiced what he preached. He donated the majority of his fortune to education, libraries, and peace initiatives, earning him a lasting legacy as one of history's greatest philanthropists. Another fascinating figure is Genghis Khan, the founder of the Mongol Empire. While Genghis Khan didn't amass personal wealth in the traditional sense, the empire he built was the largest contiguous empire in history, and its wealth was unimaginable. The Mongol Empire controlled vast lands rich in resources, trade routes like the Silk Road, and countless treasures. Genghis Khan's wealth lay in his influence and the prosperity of his empire, which forever changed the course of history. Closer to the modern era, we encounter Henry Ford, the automobile pioneer who revolutionized industry. Ford's introduction of assembly line production not only made cars affordable, but also created immense wealth. At his peak, Ford's fortune rivaled that of any other industrialist, and his impact on transportation and manufacturing still shapes our world today. Finally, we turn to Tsar Nicholas II of Russia, whose wealth as the last emperor of Russia included immense estates, jewels, and control over the Russian economy. Despite his wealth, Nicholas's reign ended in tragedy with the Russian Revolution, marking the end of Imperial Russia and one of history's great fortunes. And there you have it, 10 of the richest people in history whose wealth and influence shaped the world. From emperors and industrialists to bankers and visionaries, these figures remind us of the incredible power of wealth to change lives, for better or worse. If you enjoyed this journey through time, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below. Who do you think was the most fascinating figure on this list? Your engagement helps us bring more amazing content like this to life. Stay tuned for more incredible top 10 videos, and we'll see you in the next one.